Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the not V, what the fuck? No. The Higurashi stream, when they cry. So I'm going to be playing over a part that I already read. Now, that's because I had to delete it because, one, the whole time I had audio problems and I didn't check if everything was coming out right. And then, freaking two, I, for whatever reason, the freaking thing fucking got claimed. The whole video got claimed. Oh, hey, Sleg. Anyway, the whole thing got freaking claimed by some 5-year-old, not 5-year-old, like 10-year-old freaking music disc that I doubt anyone even knows of. Some Japanese freaking summertime fun bullshit disc. Anyway, that claimed it and made it like unavailable in 34 countries. 34. Last time this happened, it was only unavailable in one country. So instead of, debating and trying to claim that video back, I just deleted it. Because it wasn't worth it and it was terrible quality in the first place. So I said, fuck it. So before we start here, how am I sounding? Am I too loud? Am I not loud enough? Because I don't want to do a second I done goofed moment here. Yeah. Oh, and also before we start this, be sure to share the stream so your friends can enjoy what crazy murderous bullshit is to come. Okay, I might as well switch over now. Boom! Hey, okay. It's a good thing I saved where I left off here from the other stream. But, yeah. Okay, I'm sounding good? Alright, thank you, Sleg. So, let's do this. I got my water over there. Alright, I think we're set. Okay. Rena, for example. That neighborly Rena, who was so diligent in looking after me, came to get me every day, and sometimes brought over a share of what she made. How could I explain that she wanted to kill me? Yeah, that's a good way to start a stream. Oh, by the way, I'm kind of like starting like, what, 4/5 into the chapter here? Because last time I was just so sapped of energy that I just didn't know when this chapter was going to end. And I was like reading for like 2.5 hours then. And like reading for 2.5 hours doesn't sound like it would be too much, but I'm talking this whole time. So it sucked so much energy out of me. It was a good suck. Anyway. Hey, Lenko. Good to hear that. What was the last part you read to? I read up to like I read up to Rena visiting. So I'll let you know. Anyway, how could I explain she wanted to kill me? No matter how I explained it, it would probably be difficult to anybody to comprehend. My somewhat oh my god, here I'm already stumbling on my words. Eccentric dad wouldn't understand, and my high-strung mom would probably drag me off to the psychiatrist in a blink of an eye. Sadly, that was the amount of trust that existed in our relationship. I feel like that's not true for some reason. Even if they did come to understand, what could they possibly do? Probably move you, but anyway, unless they could uncover the truth, they wouldn't be able to protect me. No, by informing them of these unnecessary things, I'd be putting my parents in danger as well. Considering the victims in the past incidents were often married couples, I couldn't even joke about it. Not even for the entire Mayor Barra family to have an accident or just to vanish into thin air. It was easily possible in Himnazawa. What was important here? Oh God, why did I stop at such a weird time? What was important here was that knowing something unnecessary put you in danger. The most unsettling question was, how did they know that I knew? As long as they didn't know, my parents might not fall victim. That was one way to think about it, I guess. At least it was like that in my case. uh, After I found out, things started becoming odd. In other words, it meant that the following. As long as my parents didn't know anything, nothing would happen to them. Bullshit. As long as my parents were here, this house would be a safe haven for them. Bullshit. I knew these were just assumptions exactly based on conjuncture on top of conjuncture. Conjunction, what's your function? Wanting this house to be safe, to be a safe haven, that was the pinnacle of my weak-willed method of thinking. I had to concede that it was not completely safe. It was only safer than the outside. I knew that I couldn't rely on my parents. No, I couldn't risk getting my parents involved. The only person who could be my ally would be Oishi-san. Him and him alone. He was the only person who understood the situation I was in. He didn't care so much about my safety, but he was without a doubt passionate about solving the case. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. It was a bit frustrating. Oishi-san was basically the whole reason I was in this mess. Now, to get out of it, I had to rely on him. Oh, what a pickle our protagonist has found himself in. Am I right, kids? Or people who are older than me? I don't know your ages. Meaning, it was all going according to his devices. It was just my job to look appetizing while bobbing in the waves as bait. Then, when the fish started gathering around, Oishi-san would pull up the big haul. It was slightly infuriating, but even I thought it was the best course of action. So then, what should I do? Patience was the first rule of fishing. Just keep waiting until the fish actually bites. But I wasn't simply bait. There were lots of ways for me to struggle before being devoured. When they struck, I needed to somehow dodge just enough and tag out to Oishi-san. No question, it was going to be hard. The timing to bring Oishi-san in would be difficult. He was in the city, not Himnazawa, so if I phoned him in my moment of need, it would take him about 30 minutes to reach me. What a pickle. No, not like one of those Rena pickles. Shut up. No. What are you talking about, pickles? Delicious fucking pickles. The only thing I can trust about Rena is her pickles. So, I needed to run away for those 30 minutes. For example, if we set up a rendezvous point for dire situations or something, this kid is thinking way way deep in this shit. I'd just have to hide out there until Oishi-san arrived. Yeah, man. Okay, I can almost see it now. I was still being chased around in the dark by boogeymen, but now I knew which way to go. I would never have imagined this would be so reassuring. Oh yeah, it would probably be best if I had a concealed weapon for when things got rough. Get a knife, man. Get no. Get a gun. Just get a gun, man. No one fucks with you if you got a gun. Mio knows what I'm talking about. Mio knows what I'm talking about. Typically, that would call for a switchblade. Just shank a motherfucker, alright? But that wasn't too reassuring for combat. Motherfucker, no one messes with just pop out a knife and, dude, you're set. Also, since it was recognized as a weapon by the public, that also wasn't good. Really, when the time comes, a long weapon like a bat would work in my favor. Oh man, why am I already feeling... Oh, really? Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. A blow dart? A blow jart. Yeah, a blow jart, yes. Not blow dart, a blow jart. Just straight up bringing it out, ancient African style, alright? Just, and bam, knocked out your enemy with a powerful toxin. Anyway, I remembered there was a metal bat at school. Did you hear that crack? Because I just cracked. I could be confident with that when push comes to shove, and that definitely does not look suspicious. Alright? If I pretend I was practicing my swing, then it wouldn't be suspicious for me to always carry it around. Totally not suspicious. Totes my goats not suspicious. I could go to school early tomorrow and secure it. Just possessing a weapon may be enough to deter them. How you say... How is it... Like, you kind of contradicted yourself there, man. Also, one more thing. Insurance. Like a good neighbor. Oishi-san's there. It could be something like a note or a memo. I could write down everything that's happened as sort of a journal. In case I suddenly vanish, the journal would be left behind. With my journal in his possession, Oishi-san should be able to avenge my death. Are you in good hands? Oh, wow, I did not even read that. Whoops. I left my parents engrossed in their conversation about work and went back to my room. There we go. I tore out a piece of paper from a notebook and made my way to my desk. Last time I wrote a journal was for summer homework in elementary school. In the off chance something bad happened, the police could use my diary as a lead. So I should only write down the facts. How should I start? I jotted down my thoughts as they came. I, Keiichi Maibaro, am in fear for my life. Oh, cool. Oh, that was cool. That was a cool hiccup. It made me laugh nervously. It was a line that showed up often in detective stories. I never even dreamed that I would be in the type of situation where I'd write it myself. I do not know why they are after my life. Brenna and others were suspicious, but I had no proof. And that's why I couldn't write anything more. Man, you are just like constantly just like shooting yourself in the foot. I laughed wearily at myself for writing such a passage draped in mystery. Uh, would the police be able to get the hint from reading the oh my god, enigmatic passage? Oishi is on your side, yes. That is right, Slag. That is right. I could only pray that they would. What I prayed for the most, though, was that this journal never needed to play a part in. Oh my god, play its part. Here, I laughed nervously. Yep, nervously laughing. That's the title of his journal. Nervously laughing. What's wrong with me? It was too simple, so I wrote down one more line I just thought of. The only thing I do know is that it has to do something with Oyashiro-sama's curse. Was that too much? Nah, just stop questioning if it's too much and just write shit down, you fucking pansy. I probably shouldn't write more than that. I don't like your logic. If I wrote any more, then it would seem like I was just delusional. Bitch, for all we know you are. In order to appear to the reader that the person who had written this was of sound mind, I chose not to write anything else at that point. I just needed to add more as I learned more about the truth. I folded the paper and thought about a place to hide it. By hiding it somewhere obvious, there was the chance that they would uncover it instead. On the other hand, if it was in too obscure of a location, then there was the risk of nobody finding it at all. In the end, I decided to take the clock off my wall and stick my folded note on the back of it with scotch tape. After that, I put the clock back into its normal position. Yeah. It didn't look like anything had happened behind it. It was hidden. Oh wow. It seems like I was reading into the future, if anything. Now I needed to set it up such that if anything happens to me, my parents could find it. Yeah. Because insurance, right? Insurance. I looked at it from countless different angles until I was satisfied, and I made my way downstairs. My parents were still talking about work. It didn't look like it was going to end anytime soon, so I cut in. Sorry to interrupt. I have something I want to talk to you about. I'd never start off a conversation like that before, so my parents were both startled. They stopped talking and turned towards me.
What is it, Kaiichi?
I have a favor to ask of you. Please listen. Just in case, yeah?
If it's not urgent, can we do this later? Right now, Mommy and Daddy have something urgent they're talking about.
I didn't think their talk was more urgent than mine. In any case, I stated my request. Just in case, okay? If I die... Both of my parents' eyes went as wide as saucers. Fair. If I die, I want you to put the clock on my wall in my coffin. Shit. If they did that, then they'd probably find it. My memoir. Both of my parents remained wide-eyed.
not moving an inch. You couldn't blame them. I made that clock in shop class, and I really like it. So, please? What's the matter? Kaiichi, did something happen? Mom was finally able to ask me with a questioning gaze. Of course, this was a normal response, for when someone's son suddenly talked about a subject like this. I felt bad about making them worry, but right now I just wanted them to think about the clock in my room. With the awkward mood leaving the room in silence, I decided to go back up to my room. I want to get to school early tomorrow, so I'm going to bed. Good night. Oh yeah, just gonna do that abruptly, huh? Just gonna say, hey, in case I die, just put the clock in my coffin. Okay, bye. Saying only that, I left the living room. Dude, you kind of suck at this. You're overthinking. I needed to get to school early tomorrow and secure that bat. Yeah, because, nothing of the sort is mysterious. Nothing. Nothing like that is mysterious. I should make today the last day I went to school, Frenna. As I climbed the stairs, I heard my mom call my name, and I pretended not to hear her. It wasn't something I could talk about with my parents. If I talked about it, it would only make things more dangerous. Shut the fuck up and talk to someone about it. Oh my god. The fight that had begun was mine and mine alone. I couldn't rely on anybody. Yeah, because 1v an entire village is totally good odds. I wouldn't be killed. Not when I still knew nothing. Yeah, fuck. I'm getting more and more annoyed with Kaiichi and his choices. Alright, so that was the end of that chapter. Yeah, like I said, I had like 1/5 of the chapter left. So, whew, boy, I already feel like energy was being sapped from me after that. Not feeling so hot. Oh, yeah, let's read that. Not feeling so hot. So I read this one before, but it's interesting enough. So I feel like I should read it again. Kaiichi-kun has been feeling down lately. Maybe he is in a bad mood? I wonder. Maybe he's on his period. Me-chan, that's gross. That's a weird-ass laugh. What do you think? Don't know. Could be that Ki-chan, maybe? I don't know. That day, Ki-chan was in the car talking to some tubby middle-aged guy, right? Yeah, no mistake. Doishi, he probably fed him something fishy. He was so serious. Kaiichi-kun's face was so pale. You see, you might not know this, but he's actually the messenger of Oyashiro-sama. Huh? What do you mean? Whenever he shows up, someone is demoned away. No lie. Oh? Is that so? The year before last, when Rika-chan's mom drowned, right? Right before that, she was visited by Oishi. Now that you mention it, it happened before Satoshi-kun transferred out. Transferred? You're so sweet, Wena. Wena, wow. So, this time he appeared before Kaiichi-kun? So Kaiichi-kun is going to be demoned away too?
Ellipses.
Sorry. Ellipses. An empty silence hung in the air, and then it was suddenly interrupted. By loud laughter. Hey! Important information we were just that was just stuffed in our face. Okay, so save. Yes, save over that. Alright, close, and continue. Alright, next chapter. This was the first time I've ever woke up with such clarity. It was 5:59, and just moments before my alarm would go off. I was amazed at the precision of my internal clock. I had made preparations for the next day of school before I went to bed. I changed quickly and descended the deserted lower floor. Here's a picture of Kaiichi's dad for you. What? You got a picture of Kaiichi's dad? Okay. It appeared that my mom was still asleep. Neither breakfast nor lunch was ready. Yesterday, I just unilaterally declared that I would be leaving early today, so it couldn't be helped. I slathered jam on some bread and topped it with some instant cocoa. That just doesn't seem like it would be good for breakfast. Looks like it don't work in chat. Oh, yeah, sorry, man. That's alright. I can look it up later, man. But yeah, ew, instant cocoa on jam? That doesn't sound good. I don't even like Nutella and jam together. That sounds just a dust in jam. That's gross. Anyway. Just as I was finishing up breakfast, Mom rose groggily from her slumber. My Kaiichi, you're up early. Is this some sort of school event? Not really. Answering bluntly, I picked up my bag and stood after stuffing 2 slices of bread down my throat. 'Cause, healthy. You're leaving already? What about lunch? If you don't wait a bit, I can't make it. If I waited for her to make my lunch, then it would end up being the same time as usual. If I did that, it would raise the chance of me running into Rena and Mion on the way. Yes, from today onwards, I was going to go to school alone. Solo. Lone wolf style. Man, if he really wants to seem inconspicuous, he should probably just stay at status quo and just do some espionage and shit, dude. Fuck. I'll be fine for today. Then what will you do for lunch? I'll slip out and buy some bread or something at the store. Really? Then here's some lunch money. Be sure to bring me back a receipt. I took the 1,000 yen bill from my mom and slipped it into my pocket. It's pretty early. Is Rena-chan up this early as well? No, just me. Did you tell Rena-chan that you'll be leaving early? I have no reason to tell her every little detail, now do I? Finding it difficult to answer the onslaught of questions, I made an annoyed face. Tell Rena that I went ahead when she comes. Hey, Kaiichi, wait! Fucking Kaiichi's been kind of a dick. I'm not gonna lie. It's not that I didn't trust my parents. I just couldn't rely on them. That's basically the same shit. Basically the same shit, dude. Hmm. Oh, hey, a little reminder. Remember to share out the stream so your friends and family can check the shit too. Or whatever. It just helps me out. It helps you out. It helps many people out. You know, scratch my back. I scratch millions of others. Anyway, they couldn't help. They couldn't help me. I could only up, blep, 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 blep. Quality streaming. I could only hope that they didn't get involved. It was safer that way. My mom's annoying voice was cut off by the slam of the door. For the first time since I moved here, I headed down the road to school alone. I walk this lonely road, the only road that I have ever rode. Up until now, I had always walked down the same path at the same time each day. So I always met with the same people at the same places. But today was different. I didn't meet the people I would normally, and nobody was at the places where I would have normally met them. Of course, Brenna wasn't in the spot where we usually met, and there wasn't anybody at the spot where we would have met up with Mio. The length of the trees' shadows, the morning air, and the brightness of the sun, it was a completely different type of morning from what I was used to. Without a doubt, it felt strange. Oop. Oop, oop. Thanks, Leg. I'll make sure to check it out once, I guess, when this chapter ends. Whenever that happens. I had destroyed the... It left me with the impression... Wait a second. I lost my place. Whatever, I'm just going to start with the second paragraph. It left me with the impression that I had destroyed the illusion of Himurazawa had set up for me before it had enough time to prepare all of the props needed to deceive me. My, Kaiichi-kun, you're early today. Is everyone meeting early this morning? The person who called out to me was someone we always passed by as they were taking their walk along the edge of the fields. Their name was... I forgot. Of course, this wasn't the spot where we usually passed each other. Yeah. The status quo has changed up here, boy. I woke up early today, so I thought it would be a good chance to... a good change of pace. Yeah, that's all. That's all. I threw out a random excuse. What about Rena-chan and Mio-chan? Are you by yourself today? Well, yeah. I was being asked the same type of questions my mom was asking, so I answered them in the same uninteresting, vague manner. But thanks again for sharing, Slag. And I will be interested in looking at that picture of Kaiichi's papa. Papa? It wasn't funny being asked where Rena was each time I passed by someone. I doubt it would. But maybe it was to be expected. Yes, it would. It was because for so long we were always together, so amicably. God goodness. Goodness, my neck. Mm-mm. Even I felt that if I let my guard down, we could still be friends. Stop it, Kaiichi. Stop it. Don't don't think about that anymore. You spent all day yesterday thinking about how dangerous it was to go soft, didn't you? Fucking Christ. Bweep, 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 bweep. A car horn blared from out of nowhere. Even though I was walking, lost in thought, that horn was way too close. A mechanical behemoth barreled at me from behind, catching me completely off guard. By the time I turned around, the van's hulking chassis was almost on top of me. I'd seen plenty of cars veer to the opposite shoulder to avoid pedestrians, but this car was doing the opposite. It felt like there was somebody on the opposite shoulder, and the van was swerving in my direction to avoid them. That blissfully ignorant train of thought delayed me from realizing something much, much more important. That large mass was hurtling right at me. Was it going to hit me? The inside of my head instantly flooded with a painfully cold liquid. Oh, the scene. In that moment, the scene before me. No, time itself had frozen. Whoa! In the silence of that frozen moment, I compared the van so close that I had no way to dodge it. And my body, the upper half twisted awkwardly in order to look behind me. There was no way I could dive out of the way in my current position. Ooh. Hurry, just dislocate your spine and move your pelvis into the right location, and you'll be good. You'll be fine, man. You just don't die. If I lost focus now, this moment would unpause, and I would probably be plowed over and caught in this silly pose. Pose. Bend my upper body over towards the patty by the side of the road. What is a patty? Like a patio? Or like that? I think it has to do something of rice and maybe mud. If I bent far enough, I'd get away with just being hit by the side view mirror. As soon as the thought crossed my mind, the temporal stasis that, oh my god, ow, I had something in my eye, ow, I got it out, I think, I hope. Oh, the queen saved me if I didn't. Temporal stasis was shattered by the deafening sound of the van. Oh, the side mirror struck my shoulder, sending me spinning off through the air like a top, locked in my contorted position. Kashplich! Sent tumbling through the air, I crashed into the muddy paddy by the side of the road. My entire body was soiled and drenched. By the choice I made in that instant was unmistakably for the best. I was covered in mud, and when rice paddy. Rice grows in water. Oh, okay. I get it. I see. Thank you for the information, Slick. The information, my man. Thank you. But when the alternative was being hit by the car, it was the closest I could be to being unscathed. Yeah, I think... No. You'd be totally fine if you got ran over by a fucking van. Rising out of the paddy, I had enough in me to glare over at the stopped van and yell profanities at the driver, but you gotta get that plate. I'm not sure if he was able to see me, but the van sped off suddenly. Wait, damn it! This was what they call a hit and run, wasn't it? You fucking dick. What a dick. Fucking hit and run. Fucking hit and run, dog. I couldn't help but to continue yelling out profanities. You didn't get the number, did you? You didn't get the plate number. You fucking fool. That's the first thing you do when you get into a car accident. You get the fucking license plate number. Oh, you fucking asshole. The disgrace from being covered in mud hurt me more than any physical wounds. Yep. The mud is a bigger insult. I slogged through the muddy paddy and made my way back onto the road. That fucking sucks. This is a crime, goddammit! Shit! I'll track you down and sue you! If I go looking for a van, I'm sure to find it in this little village. Yeah. You should probably do that, man. The path I was on had rice paddies on their side, and it had become so narrow that one car could barely fit through. It wasn't a place you could tear full speed down in a car, let alone pass by pedestrians. Not only was it a narrow road, but the car just now was closer to my side of the road than the other. When it went past me. Even as I cursed, I was desperately trying to suppress the dark cloud roiling up my ear, what the hell? Roiling up within me. It wasn't just a hit and run. That car just now was trying to run me over, wasn't it? Thinking back, I did feel like there had been a car creeping up on me slowly for a while. What did you, Kaiichi? Sorry about that. That's right. As soon as I parted ways with the person taking a walk, I had that feeling the whole time. If it had wanted to pass me, then it had no shortage of chances. Normally, I would have felt suspicious and turned around sooner, but I was lost in thought, and now was kicking myself for not realizing it was there sooner. You should probably be kicking yourself for not seeing the license plate, but whatever. Dun dun dun! That's right, Slag. We've got tension and mystery. Maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this kid's just going insane in the mainframe. Cane main. Anyway. And then, when the path became narrow and there was no one else in sight, he floored it. He motherfucking floored it. He took a hard right on Albuquerque and tried to bust your skull open, Kaiichi. If I had hesitated for even a moment, the result would have been no laughing matter. The adrenaline rush from nearly being run over subsided, and the realization of just how terrifying the preceding events were sunk in. Damn, there was no doubt about it. That van was intentionally trying to hit me. A cold, vicious sweat seeped from my scalp and skid down my back before dripping off. I struggled to avoid falling into a panic. There was still the possibility that this was really just an accident,
Calm down, Kaiichi. Calm down. You're fine. But also, don't be naive, Kaiichi. There you go, contradicting your ass. Calm down, but don't calm down. uh, being that lax will get being that lax will get you killed next time. You need to always be on your toes. Don't give them any openings. If my enemy was really out to kill me, then next time they would use a more reliable method. More reliable than your parents. If that time came and I was acting like I was now, I being covered in mud was the price I had paid for my own naivete. Naivete, covered in mud without injury. Not even a sprain. I guess this was what you would call the silver lining. I began walking again, this time cautiously. Who was trying? I'm going to say it was Mr. Plum with the candlestick. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because we know the location is the van. So I think it's Mr. Plum with the candlestick. Final answer. I know they didn't say anything about Mr. Plum, but I'm still mysterious about Mr. Plum. I'm still cautious. Hashtag clue. Anyway, I began walking again, this time cautiously. I wouldn't even show a hint of carelessness. I had suspected only Rena and the others up until now. No, it was because I had suspected them that I had believed there were no other enemies, for whatever reason. Oishi-san said so, didn't he? There was a possibility that all the families of the village were involved. Was I really mired so deeply in this situation that I had no choice but to try and carry on as usual? Well, that's basically how you should do it if you want to seem, inconspicuous. Wouldn't it be safest to just hole myself in my house? No, that's not inconspicuous. Oh, God. But the moment I abandoned my regular routine, everyone around me would abandon theirs as well. Exactly. That was just too horrifying of a thought. So maybe you shouldn't get a baseball bat. Maybe, I'm just saying. I recalled the tales Oishi-san told me when Hinazawa was still called Onigafuchichi. A frightening tale of an entire village of demons hunting their prey, surrounding them, and eating them alive. One must not interfere with demons. One must pretend not to see it. The enemy were numerous, all the village families. The villagers, with their unwavering faith in the curse, would do nothing to help me. Shit, dog. That van is actually the antagonist itself, this whole time. What they didn't tell you is that they found tire marks all over every single body that match up with that single van. The strong, sudden flash of sunshine made me slightly dizzy. I had no choice what was going on anymore. When I suspected it was the work of man, I would catch a glimpse of Oyashiro-sama's curse. When I suspected it was Oyashiro-sama's curse, someone would poke their head out. So you should probably think it would be a man-made situation, maybe? What was coincidence? What was intentional? Probably everything. Who was my enemy?
probably everyone, who was just a bystander, probably no one. No, what I really truly wanted to know was, how did I end up with a proverbial bullseye painted on my back? Eventually, an answer in form I could understand will appear. I don't care when that will happen, because until then, I cannot die. That alone fueled my resolve to fight and will keep me alive. The van is Oyashiro. Oyashiro is actually a Transformer. Yep. Transformers is canon in Higurashi, fun fact. This is something I totally did not make up. Higurashi, when they roll out. Oh, God. So cute. I want to transform. Anyway, I remembered seeing the metal bat in the gym storage shed, but there was a padlock on the door barring my entry. At the very least, I wanted to get my hands on it before someone else arrived at school. Ooh, yeah. I circled around the school grounds impatiently. But all I could find were things like pieces of lumber, nothing that I could bring into the classroom easily. Did you find any energon? Then I had an epiphany. Is it energon? I could search inside the classroom. That's not energon. The steam coming from. Yeah, I told you. I told you she was an alien. The steam coming from Rena's ears makes so much more sense. Everything makes sense. Yes. Yes, it does. Turns out we've been on Transformers this whole time. Yep. And Transformers' home planet is actually Japan. Anyway, if it was something in the classroom to begin with, then there wouldn't be a problem. She is a steamboat, yes. She's constantly shipping things and bringing them home. Oh, God damn it, Rena. Oh, you possible murderer. Anyway, I could tell that everyone's indoor shoes were still in their lockers. Good thing I came early. Nobody else was here yet. I wondered, what could I find in the classroom? Let me see a broadsword, okay? Let's see a broadsword. Come on, let's see the manslayer here. I didn't think... No, Demon Slayer. You're going to need a Demon Slayer to fight off Orihiro. I didn't think I could find an especially effective weapon like a bat. But it couldn't be helped at this point. Until the gym storage shed was opened, I needed to find a substitute. A leering hint of naivety whispered that there was no way I'd be attacked at school. But such soft ideas would no longer protect me. Just gotta just summon your fucking stand, I guess, man. You just gotta. I'm not a big fan of JoJo, but if anyone could think of a good name for Kaiichi's stand, just comment it in the comments. Just do it. Just do it. To think that they were slowly making their way into parts of my life that I had once thought impenetrable. In the worst case, my own house might not be safe anymore. You know your house is not safe anymore, you motherfucker. You even said it yourself. That was an incredibly frightening thought. It is! But I believe that not considering the worst case scenario would have been even more frightening. Well, don't like most, deaths happen within inside the home? Oh, stream, tell me you're not stopping. Oh. Hold on. Find sugar cubes and puts it in Higura's gas tank to foil. Yeah, man. Actually, the van is actually a Rena. That's how she brings things home. That's how Rena brings things home. Have to restart the chat here on my phone. Okay, there we go. Anyways, I will survive. So long as I lived, then I will definitely be able to escape this labyrinth of nonsense. I like how, fucking Kaiichi's going between confident and scared for his shit. Definitely. Totes. Totally. My exploration of the classroom came to an impasse. That much was to be expected. There was no way there would be anything that could be a weapon in the classroom. In case of an emergency, there was probably nothing I could do but swing my own chair around. Yeah, man, just do what they do at the fucking wrestling. My gaze landed on the lockers that had come to be used for personal storage. Actually, dude, if you just if those chairs have adjustable seats, you can just unscrew that and one of the friggin' legs, and bam, you got yourself a handy dandy metal fucking club. And I definitely didn't. Okay, good. Yeah, man, I totally didn't think about that during my time between, elementary school and high school. The locker that Mion used to store her pile of games was among them. There was one for each person in the class, all lined up. Of course, there was one for me as well. Oh yeah, there was supposed to still be a tracksuit in my locker. Seeing me covered in mud would be strange. I should go change later. But first, I need a weapon. Oh man. He is so fucking paranoid, it's ridiculous. What's the worst? You're going to get fucking... You are undoubtedly the strongest person in your classroom, dude. In fact, why is he pissed scared? I understand they're threatening his life, but Rena and Mion should not be so terrifying for him. If he really feels like they are going to kill him, fucking take initiative, dude. Punch him in the face. That'll teach him well. Anyway, first I needed a weapon. If one of my classmates came, it would be hard to rummage through the lockers. I swiftly, oh yeah, I'm Mr. Bulldog. Anyway, I swiftly began opening the lockers one by one. Time to get swifty. Kaiichi falls over in the class unscrewing chair. He might be. Honestly, I'm not... and we see how thin each of them are. Each of them are pretty thin.
maybe Mion. She's a little bit on the thick side. At least upwards, anyway. I don't like talking about this anymore. Anyway. Anyway, going back to overpowering women. Like, seriously, like, why is he so scared? He has yet to see an adult murdering anyone, or seemingly being a fucking person. I just feel like he's just not thinking things through rationally, dude. This is why I don't like how he's thinking, man. Anyway, I swiftly began opening the lockers one by one. They were mostly filled with things like gym clothes, personal items, and an umbrella. Is Mion's gun in there? Should be. An umbrella. If I couldn't find anything better, then this would have to be my weapon. Hey man, you can do some brutal kills with fucking umbrellas. Just shove it in someone's freaking mouth, face, or butt, and just deploy it, and bam. Just like, if they don't die from that, then they are going to. That's just like how you just destroy someone's innards. Anyway, I was about to give up on finding anything decent when I opened a locker that held exactly what I wanted: a broadsword. It was without doubt a metal bat. Dad damn it! You just need like a +4 broadsword, dude. That's fine. That's all you need in life, really. Wait, no, this is Japan. A +5 katana. There you go. It was well worn and pretty beaten up, but there was no doubt it was usable. In that locker that reeked of mold, there also hung a baseball uniform. Why is it reeking of mold? Why is there mold? Did no one open that fucking locker in like years or some bullshit? They need to clean that shit up. Teacher! Wait, doesn't everyone get together and clean shit up? Including the lockers? Or is that just like for lunch? Whatever. I'm not going to poke holes. It was probably the locker of a student in a Pee-wee league or something like that. Probably. If that was the case, then he'd probably ask for it back. At that time, I could hear the voices of the children scuffling their ways noisily in the hallway. Amongst them, I could hear Rika-chan and Sadako. Hey, happy-go-lucky music. Okay, I have a theory. I know a long shot, but just listen. What if Oishi was driving the van, ran over the victims, but used the police connections to frame the murders on Oishiro? Not that. Didn't one guy get like, wasn't one of the murders just straight up a drug guy though? I know you're just bullshitting here, man. But yeah, wasn't it a drug addict that just murdered like the mom? But given a van is pretty easy to kidnap people in. Anyway. Oh, right. Good morning. My. You're quite early this morning, Kaiichi-san. I nonchalantly hid the bat I was holding behind my back. What is with your outfit? You're covered in mud. Yeah, I had a little incident. I'm going to change now, so cut me some slack. With that said, I began taking off my clothes. Sadako began to blush just as I expected her to. Look at you being
weird again.
Changing in front of a lady? Have you no tact at all?
I would think that a lady staring at someone who was changing would be the one lacking in tact. Boom. Shut down. There's no changing room for the boys, so just deal with it. Alright? Either you just stand here and watch, or you leave. As Sadako feigned disgust. She went into the hallway, still blushing. Conversely, Rika-chan continued to stare at me, preparing to change. If Rika-chan is a lady as well, then I don't think it would be appropriate for you to be watching. It would be hilarious if the next thing she said is like, slower. Yeah, just slower. Yeah. Yeah. Just turns out Rika is just the biggest creep. Anyway.
I'm not a lady, so it's fine.
It was kind of close. She deliberately pouted and looked at me with upturned eyes. Then, starting now, you're a lady. Red eyes, blonde Sadako. That's right. Sadako, use obliterate.
If I'm a lady, then I suppose I must.
Rika-chan appearing to be satisfied with being considered a lady, made her way to join Sadako in the hallway. Just as I breathed a sigh of relief, Sadako-chan stopped suddenly and turned back towards me.
Are you going to start playing baseball?
It seems that Rika-chan had noticed the bat. Yeah, just, I was feeling a bit out of shape. So I thought I'd just try practicing my swing, yeah.
I think it's wonderful you're taking care of your health.
She was talking like an old lady despite her appearance. Oh. Is that... Oh. I think we just got a visit from the foreshadowing fairy. Oh, you're gonna love chapter 4. Sadako! Use obliterate! Anyway. After saying that, Rika-chan started to leave again, but stopped and looked back at me once more.
Please don't lose the bat.
It seems that she already knew I took it out of someone's locker. There was no name on the locker door. I didn't know whose bat it was, but I would be borrowing it until they complained. It wouldn't be for long, just until the gym storage shed was opened. It's just in case then. Yeah. After quickly changing into the tracksuit, I checked the time. I still had plenty of time before class began, because I came so early. Hey, we're outside now. Oh, I took the bat in one hand and went out to the schoolyard. That was, of course, to practice my swing. Of course! For baseball. It's going to start playing baseball. It's because baseball was good. And baseball is great. Himizawa is known for their baseball. I needed to make it known I would always have a bat on me so I could practice my swing. At some point, the sunlight had become even stronger. Disregarding my classmates as they made their way to school, I took my position in the shadow of the school building. I wasn't the academic type and wasn't much of an athlete either. I might get muscle pain if I just suddenly started swinging. No, man, you gotta go hard. Just swing. Swing to the stars, son. You're gonna be a baseball star. I should at least start with some warm-ups. I doubt anyone would think I was doing something out of the ordinary, which was the exact opposite of my actual mental state. Yeah, I gripped the bat and swung lightly. Whoosh! The bat was by no means light. The weight would make it a reliable weapon when I needed it to be. Ooh, fuck. He's going hard in the paint, apparently. Of course, I could only pray that that the moment I needed it to use this as a weapon would never come. Just carrying it around could deter attacks against me. Man, I think you're just better off learning hand-to-hand combat. just Also, you're like 16, in the prime of your youth. You could probably take down most of the people here. I'm just saying. You're smart, cunning, healthy, for the most part. You could probably run this town if you really wanted to. Oh wait, Mion has a gun, never mind. Who doesn't stand outside swinging a metal baseball bat? Yeah. And not at a baseball. No. Diamond. Oosh, oosh. Hey, what up?
Huh? Ki-chan? What are you doing?
Being bombarded with such a hysterical voice, I jumped. Whoa, Ki-chan, are you on the baseball team? The baseball team? It was Rena and Mion. I was surprised. I'm surprised to hear you went off ahead. Wait.
I was surprised to hear you went off ahead. What are you doing, Ki-chan?
Can't you tell by looking? I'm practicing my swing for the championship. The championship? A wagon full of pancakes? At the championship? I'd like to see you try. If anyone likes Homestar Runner, you would get that. Anyway, I'm practicing my swing for the championship. You can say it's part of my diet if you want. A diet? Ki-chan, are you really that fat? But you don't know, I actually have a beer belly. It's plump and jiggles.
Plump and jiggles?
Rena, you don't have to imagine something weird like that. I disrupt Rena from imagining something that vulgar, and I ruffled her hair messily. Well then, hope you make it to regionals at least. This old man will cheer you on. Yeet!
Regionally speaking, it seems that Oishi na Suimasai.
Wow, that was really weird.
It seems that Oishima.
Oshima. There we go.
Oishima High is pretty strong. They say they're southpaw.
They say they're southpaw. Okay, yeah, sorry.
They say their southpaw, Kamita-kun, is amazing. Good luck.
Seems they've made me out as some kind of local prodigy. But, oh well. Well, if I really did make it to the championship, it would be a cinch. After all, I'd be the pitcher and the catcher. I'd pitch the ball, and then run past that ball I just threw, then change over to being the catcher in a burst of super incredible explosive speed. I laughed dryly at the ludicrous image. Coming back to my senses, I smashed the bat against the ground. Fuck you! Damn it! What am I laughing at? Oh my god. I pounded the ground over and over. With each impact, the reverberation traveling through the bat stung my hands. If they make me smile like that, I'll okay, enough of that. Don't allow anyone close to me. Don't trust anyone. No matter how many times I tell myself that. If they made me smile, I already knew quite well that there were demons dwelling in my smiling friends, but I just couldn't believe it. Did that kind of split personality really exist? Like how Rena confessed to the doctor that were they simply being possessed by Oyashiro-sama? In other words, did a supernatural being like Oyashiro-sama really exist? And was it possessing everyone to try and kill me? Yeah, that would be wonderful. If only everyone were actually my friends all along, and everything was all just Oyashiro-sama's fault. You damn fool, Kaiichi Maebara. Come on now! I yelled, drawing out all the power from the pit of my stomach, and raised the bat violently into the air. Stop being so soft! I screamed out with all my might. I beat the metal bat. The metal mat? What? The metal bat into the ground over and over. With every impact, my weakness was being beaten down. Smash. Forget. Smash. Don't be soft. Smash. Know your enemy. Smash. Like hell I'd let them kill me. You know, these thoughts are very concerning. You ever think about talking to someone, other than a police officer, who, out of anybody, has seemed to been also be stressing you out as well? My shoulders heaving up and down from my ragged breathing. I heard the first bell ring just as I calmed down. Woo! Not suspicious at all. Well, just being around, Yeah, it's screaming. Just screaming. Not to be soft. It's totally it's normal. The norm. I gasped with a sudden realization. That was the final bell. As I felt all the tension drain from me, I let out a deep breath. My mind was in a muddled state for much of the entire day. I didn't feel like I was awake, but it didn't feel like I was asleep either. I couldn't say it felt especially comfortable, but I felt a kind of relief that the sanctity of the school part of my daily life, sanctity of the school part of my life, had finally, what is wrong with me? Has yet to be violated. How long would I have to keep on living like this? I could only grit my teeth and bear with it as this living hell slowly gnawing away at me.
Kaiichi-kun! Come on! It's club time, club time!
The sound of Rena's voice brought me back to my senses.
Come on, Kii-chan, come on!
What's wrong with me? I think I'm already being drained of energy that's becoming harder to read. Reading for like extended periods of time really does take the energy out of oneself.
Come on, Kii-chan, stop spacing out! Bring your desk!
Everyone was moving their desks together as usual. That's right. It was Happy Fun Club time! But I had no intention of taking part. Honestly, you'd be less suspicious if you attended. So, if you think everyone's your fucking enemy, why don't you fucking get closer to them, motherfucker? You know how that saying goes. Keep your friends close, keep your enemies fucking closer. I haphazardly stuffed the contents of my desk into my bag. As I prepared to go home, it was a weak-handed gesture to avoid having to actually say, I'll be going home now. What's this, Kii-chan? You planning to go home right away again? Mion sounded quite disappointed. I'm just not in the mood. Could you just let me... I thought I heard something. Could you just let me be for a while? The tone of the words that spilled from my mouth matched Mion's disapproving glare. It felt like the air in the room had dried out. Sadako looked like she was about to say something, but perhaps dissuaded by the mood. She swallowed her words and stayed silent. Nobody said a thing. I took that to mean that I could leave if I wanted. But the collective gaze of the four of them, like the tiny pins used to mount an insect in a display, held me in place. Rena was the one who cut through the heavy mood.
Kaiichi-kun, you just didn't like playing with girls, I guess?
She said it in such a melodic tone that it sent a wave of pain racing through my heart. In real life, though, that also did hurt. I felt it too. Kaiichi, you're breaking my heart. And theirs. If this pain was going to kill me, I wanted it to be the soft part of me that could still feel pain. I tore at my chest violently, tearing out the pins that held me in place. That's not it at all. I'd only be hurting myself by saying anything more, so I swallowed my words. Honestly, dude, I let everything out. You're alone in this room with the four girls. You could just shut that door and speak your fucking mind about every fucking thing that's happening. At this point, if you live or die is up to you, but you gotta talk. You're not letting anyone leave until everything's out. Every fucking thing. Oh, if this gave me choices, I would be making the best of them. Cutting things off there. I turned away and exited the classroom. They didn't speak a word to me as I left. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend, and him is out what I pretend to not get killed in the night, and that's how I save my life. Anyway, it was a long, dull trip back home, but I didn't lose focus. I firmly squeezed and gripped the grip of the bat, which was already soggy from sweat. Realizing that, I wiped it down with my sleeve. It something if something were to happen, wouldn't want it to be slippery. Since this morning, I become especially sensitive to the presence of cars. Honestly, if he wanted to seem less suspicious, he would have actually played a game of baseball with the girls. Kaiichi, I know hindsight's 50-50 and shit, but god damn it, you're just fucking... God damn it, I think you're just gonna end up killing yourself. You just end up like, whoops, I slipped on this metal bat. Guess I'm dead now. I wonder if anyone has actually impaled themselves on top of a bat. Maybe like a bat factory? I don't know. Anyway, even while walking, my ears perked up and sought out threatening sounds and presences that could be closing in. And that was why I could hear it. Without a doubt, there were footprints. Those footprints had matched up perfectly with mine for a while now. From what I could sense, it was just one person. But I had no intention of being careless. Did they intend to follow me like that car this morning? Until we were in a good location to assault me? Dude, with this whole town being as looking small as it is, right now is probably the best time of any. Then it wasn't a good idea to keep walking like this. I stopped walking and looked back. The wooden path crowded with trees, responded with the silence as if there was nobody there to begin with. But I wouldn't be fooled. I was certain footsteps were following me. And just as I stopped, the footsteps stopped as well. Whoa. My stomach just made a weird sound. Rika walks up to him while he's convincing himself to hate them all. Just smashing. No! That's a bad imagery. I don't want to see Rika's head being smashed in. She's like the coolest. To be honest, she is the coolest out of all of them. She's like the chillest. I would not expect her to just like put thumbtacks in my freaking, chair. Meaning the person following me wanted to keep their distance. That was without question proof that I was their target. I held my breath, waiting for that presence to panic and to start moving again. The trees rustled with the sound of the wind. The Higurashi also joined in the distant chorus. Dissonant chorus. Trying to throw my focus into disarray. Had 5 minutes passed? Or had I been like this for a whole 30 minutes? It was so hard to breathe that I might have suffocated. It seemed like I would be the first one to panic. Without a doubt, he was lurking in the shade of that tree with bated breath. Then I make the first move. I fixed the grip of the bat. I fixed myself, right then and there, making sure I won't have any more children. I fixed my grip on the bat. I raised it up to my shoulder to be ready to swing it at any time. Hey, I know you're there. With all of my might, I screamed at whoever was hiding in the shade of the trees, but the presence in the shade didn't budge until the moment I found them. They had no intention of revealing themselves. I know already! I know you're there! I screamed out angrily at them again but even still, they didn't move at all. Then I'll go over there myself. Oh. With all due diligence, I approached step by step. Stepping into the tree's shadow, I saw a human figure there. That figure was curled up like a small animal. "Oh, hi! Rena!" When she realized I found her, her expression softened. She seemed apologetic, but wasn't going to speak a word. "Did you have some business with me?" I didn't expect that silence. It screamed the question at her. I wouldn't accept that silence and screamed the question at her.
Not really. It's just,
"Oh, Kaiichi, you kind of a dickbag, I'm not gonna lie." Rena was in a panic, with tears welling up in her eyes. But it was obvious that she had been following me. "What about Club?"
Since you're not... I'm not...
"That shouldn't matter. Don't mind me, just play."
But I'm just worried about you."
Thinking about how I'd been acting up until now, it wasn't hard to imagine what my behavior could have been perceived as strange. Honestly, dude. Honestly, if your intention is to not break the status quo so you don't die, you really are, like, really good at breaking the status quo here. So, Rena was concerned by a quick glance. That's how it would seem. But I wasn't going to let my guard down that easily. Even if that was really the case, she still wouldn't have to do something like that to tail me. God damn it, dude, you overthink way too much. Kaiichi, you a fucking dumbass. I guess you were kind of right, huh? Sleg. She should have called out to me when I was leaving and gone out right with me. But Rena didn't do that. She kept her distance from me and matched my walking speed. On top of that, she matched the sound of her footsteps and deviously tried to hide her presence from me. Then, after she realized I noticed her, she was there. She held her breath as she tried hiding from me. You are holding a metal bat. By the way, it's not... You still look fucking scary, dude. She wore a timid expression that would force one to take pity on her. Without a doubt, she was tailing me. Stop following me.
Oh.
Still glaring at Rena, I continued walking onwards. After I'd walked for a bit, she ignored my command and began walking again. So I yelled at her once more. "I told you not to follow me."
Eek! But my house is in the same direction.
"Then walk ahead of me. I'll start walking once I can't see you anymore." I moved out of the way and waved my bat violently to urge her forward. "Yeah, that'll move her. With the bat."
I'd like to go home together with you."
Making a pitiful expression, she meekly squeaked out the words in the voice that she knew would cut into my heart. That agitated me to no end. I knew it was a lie. If you wanted to go home together, then you should have called out to me. You are scary! Now you're just blurting out random lies.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Fuck. Kaiichi, I'm really starting to dislike Kaiichi now. I get it, you're in terrible fear, but you're making such you're thinking a lot about your actions, but not doing them right. It's like you're thinking in the wrong direction. Whatever. It seems that the seething anger within me was written all over my face. Even without me saying anything, Rena had understood that I was feeling what I was feeling inside. If you get it, then go. I swung the bat, urging her again to walk. Rena looked back and forth between me and the bat, starting to walk hesitantly, then stopped again. Go on, then. Hurry.
I'm going. So please stop with the bat. It's scary.
Rena guarded herself while pointing at me, holding the bat. She may have realized that I wasn't planning on using this bat for baseball. I think anyone with the right mind would. I lowered the bat, but still guardedly opening the way for her. Go. There's no problem now, is there? Fucking, what a dick. This guy's been a penis.
No.
There was nothing else she could protest. She passed by me, timidly, so as to not set me off. If I was in her shoes, I would be fucking scared of Kaiichi too. Fucking dude swinging a fucking metal bat. As I watched her pass by, she stopped completely, after having barely moved at all. Hey, don't stop. Then a powerful gust blew past us, barraging my face with dust. The dust got into my eyes and clouded my vision. Rubbing my eyes with my left hand, I swung blindly with the bat in my right hand. Is there something in the air? Or in that dust? Did someone just throw cocaine in your eyes, man? Protecting the small opening I had presented. But Rena didn't even try to attack during that opening. Attack me? No, she hadn't budged an inch. I'm pretty sure this kid is going psycho. I could tell from the sound of her fluttering skirt in the wind. As the skirt settled, so did the silence. At that moment, the voice inside me immediately warned me of an impending danger. Whoa. The distorted sound of the fucking cicada is really trippy. I was caught by surprise. The smell of the air had changed? Without realizing it, the air around me suddenly felt like a calamity was about to befall me. It was like the air had suddenly became invisible concrete, like Rena and I were locked in this space. Rena didn't move an inch. Fuck. Oh, fuck. This is getting intense now. Also, Rena didn't move an inch, also unable to move. I stared at her back. Rena was the first to break the silence. Instantly, she altered her stance. I felt like I had just witnessed her shift from Rena into the other person who looks like Rena. But the voice was one I knew well, which filled me with a kind of bewildering pity. Carelessly, I felt relief upon hearing that pitiful voice.
Well, excuse me, but, could I ask you something?
too shy to even turn around.
Rena squeezed her voice out desperately as she trembled. What?
Well, why do you have a bat, I wonder?
The question Rena asked was by no means unexpected. I can carry whatever I want. You are being kind of a dick.
But you didn't have one up until today. Why so suddenly?
It's all right if I decide to do something suddenly, isn't it? Is it strange that I have a bat?
Kinda. Because Kaiichi, you're not that kind of person to play baseball. It's weird.
I couldn't tell what kind of answer she was looking for, and I was getting tired of answering her. I just suddenly got the urge to play baseball. Is that so weird?
It's weird.
She answered instantly, and that annoyed me slightly. I just suddenly wanted to play some baseball with no one, and I wanted to practice my swing, so I'm carrying around a bat. What's strange about that?
Strange. Weird. Definitely. Why has Kaiichi-kun also...
Your ramblings are annoying me. Is it that strange for me to have an interest in sports? I tried to sound a bit more threatening to the end of the conversation. Until my suspicions about Rena were cleared, I had no obligation to answer her questions.
I'm sorry. Don't get so angry.
Rena still didn't turn around and spat out words of apology, one after the next.
Just one last thing. Tell me one last thing.
Scary. I don't feel like talking anymore. Hurry up and go. I yelled loudly at her, causing her to flinch like she had been struck. Seeing her in such a pathetic state caused my heart to ache sorely. But even though she was afraid, she stubbornly kept herself from moving. Before I was able to threaten her again, Rena asked her final question.
Why is that bat the same too?
What did she mean by that bat was the same? I had no idea what she was talking about. What are you saying?
I mean, why is even the bat the same?
I don't understand what you mean at all. Say it clearly. Even still, Rena didn't turn around. After inhaling deeply, she screamed.
I mean, why is even the bat the same as Satoshi-kun's?
Satoshi being... Huh? Upon hearing the name out of the blue, I became dumbfounded for a brief moment. By Satoshi, did she mean the student who transferred out last year? No, that couldn't be. Rena had tried to cover it up by saying he transferred out, but Oishi-san told me quite clearly that he was missing. He was the student who sat at my seat up until last year. He was believed to have been demoned away by Oyashiro-sama's curse. I didn't know the details about his disappearance. The aunt he lived with was killed the night of the Watakanashi by a drug addict, and not long after that, he suddenly vanished and was now missing. That Satoshi and I were... What? The gaze fell to the bat in my hand. Could it be Satoshi Hojo? You honestly need to ask more questions, dude. It was a bit difficult to see, but that was what was written on the white tape at the end of the bat. I see. So this was Satoshi's bat. Maybe that explains why the fucking thing, the locker is moldy. Moldy locker? Oh. This was Satoshi's bat. Since nobody was using it, I borrowed it. That's not a problem, is it?
That's not it!
The way Rena said that made it seem like the bat was something that should never be touched. Like it was some sort of offering to a shrine or a memento of the deceased. I could only stand there perplexed and unable to respond. Rena continued speaking without waiting for a reply.
Why is it that you're doing the exact same thing Satoshi-kun did when it happened to him?
Rena was talking about more than just the bat belonging to Satoshi. It was the same with Satoshi-kun. He joined a baseball team, but he didn't really like baseball. What does that have to do with me? Satoshi also suddenly started walking around with a bat one day. He joined the team, but he wasn't the type to play sports. What about it? I closed my mouth before I could say that out loud. Listen carefully, Kaiichi. Rena is trying to tell us something important.
Satoshi-kun also one day came to school all by himself all of a sudden. Just like Kaiichi-kun. Then one day, he suddenly started practicing his swing. Just like Kaiichi-kun. Then one day, he suddenly began carrying the bat around with him. Just like Kaiichi-kun. Then one day, he suddenly...
Then one day he suddenly what? Rena had swallowed her words. Rena's sudden silence brought a hush back to the surrounding area. It was then that I finally digest the content of the entire conversation. She was saying my chains of actions was exactly the same as Satoshi's. What was the meaning of this? Up until just now, I'd forgotten all about Satoshi. Somehow, I had never paid much thought to him in the first place. Not only that, I didn't even know anything of what he'd done. My actions today should have been my own creation. After all of the planning I've done, you actually kind of undermine a lot of your planning thoughts, so it kind of makes sense. Kinda. But they had been the exact same as Satoshi's? Then Satoshi's, no more importantly, if both Satoshi and I acted the same, then there was a really good possibility that what happened after would be the same. Rena, that day, what happened to Satoshi? Rena knew. Rena knew what became of Satoshi. Forget about what happened to a guy in the past. Rena knew what was going to happen to me. Answer me, Rena. Satoshi, what happened to him? What? With that, I grabbed Rena's shoulder finally and forcibly turned her around to face me. As I faced her, I felt a jolt travel through my entire body.
I told you, Kaiichi-kun.
At that, it was that person I didn't know. At least, it definitely wasn't the Rena Ryugu I'd been
talking to up until now. The voice just now didn't have a trace of the trembling or emotion that it had before. The amount of regret I felt for turning her around so carelessly was unsurpassed. That gaze that pierced like a cold needle, the smile on her face had invoked an image of having been carved out by a knife. Chills went down my spine. My mind froze under a layer of rime. Seriously, though, you could just punch her. Both of Rena's eyes pierced through mine, leaving me unable to look away. As if to remind me of the fear from that time before, Rena brought her face close to mine, so close that I could feel her breath. Her face had filled my entire field of vision. Oh, fuck, dude. Locker not open since he transferred, or filled with sweat. Ugh. Yeah, that one locker. Then, she sharply shaped lips grew even sharper, like the curve of a crescent moon. She grinned.
I told you, Kaiichi-kun.
After a short pause, Rena repeated the same words again.
Satoshi-kun, you see, transferred out.
Transferred? Meaning what? What Rena meant must have been some new definition of transfer that I was previously not aware of. My throat and lips dried up, and I couldn't even acknowledge what I had just heard. All I could do was swallow down my saliva. It would seem that Rena saw that as a nod. She pulled her gaze back and spryly stepped back 2 or 3 steps. As she did, my legs gave out and I fell to my knees pathetically. Rena and me on my knees underneath her motionless smile. That had to be a very odd sight indeed. Seeing me in that pathetic state, she neither scoffed at me nor held out her hand. But I could neither stand nor escape with her gaze shooting through my eyes. There was undoubtedly a metal bat in my hand, but right now it was useless to me. I was like a fly caught in her web. Dude, what the fucking bewitched bullshit are you on? You are just like either a complete puss or just cursed or something, I don't know. Heavy sweat beaded all over my body. I could feel it dripping from my skin.
But you won't, will you, Kaiichi-kun?
Rena finally released me from that cage of time. After what felt like an eternity. But her question was missing something important, and was incredibly vague. Once again, I swallowed hard, urging her on. To what? What did she not want me to do? Transfer. Oh, ho, 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 oh, ho, ho, oh, ho, oh, ho. Don't transfer. Oh.
Oh, save. Okay. Satoshi and I had what? All my well-planned actions throughout the day turned out to have been nothing more than a reenactment of Satoshi had done. Satoshi, he really had been in the same situation as I was now? The friends he had gotten along with had changed suddenly for no reason, at least none that I noticed. Planned to kill him? Then, fearing for his life, as I am, he got in a bat to protect himself and carried it around every day to practice his swing. And then one day, suddenly, he transferred. My blood went cold, causing a prickling sensation to course through my
Hey, yeah, I'm back. So I'm actually going to end the stream here. Actually, have some things to take care of, and yeah. Oop. So sorry, but but I will be streaming this probably. Yeah, I'll probably be streaming this. Ooh, probably late Monday, maybe. Um, Probably around the same time when I started this, so that'd be like 7:30 ish. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, share the channel, remember to click the bell next to the subscribe button, and until next time, you cool peoples, um, keep that hype going, and see you next time. All right, bye.